Hey guys, Justin here at Comic-Con 2014. We're hanging out in the Xbox Gamers Lounge, and I'm talking with Dan Smith, who's a producer over at Microsoft. And I think one of the secret best games at E3 this year was Ori and the Blind Forest. And you're doing some work on that game. Can you tell us a little bit about what this game is?
Yeah, so Ori and the Blind Forest, developed by Moon Studios and published by Microsoft Studios. We've been at work extremely hard on this game. It's been in development for 4 years. And finally, we were able to let the cat out of the bag at E3, which was an enormous celebration and relief to us, but also an enormous celebration because it was received very well. And so we've been riding high and working extremely hard to get this game ready to ship. So.
Yeah, and the art style, the kind of old school platforming, but done in this beautiful way. What is the gameplay of this title like?
Yeah, so this game more or less is a celebration of all these old titles that we have loved through our childhood, not just games, film as well. If I were to kind of like maybe do a hodgepodge, explanation of putting it all together, I'd say Super Meat Boy controls. We're going for very pixel-perfect platforming. And then I'd say Metroidvania, we're going for like Symphony of the Night, Super Metroid, things like that. Buried with super deep narrative. We're inspired by, Studio Ghibli stories, stories of sort of fantastical characters with human qualities, The Lion King, Iron Giant, things like that. So we're trying to kind of marry all those things together.
And where do you get the inspiration for that beautiful art?
There's a guy named Johannes. It's in a closet, and he works extremely hard to make our art really pop. Quite a few other artists work hard, but I think a lot of it does come from like Studio Ghibli, things like that. More than anything, I feel like our approach is if we do a very stylized, handcrafted art style, we want to try and make our best shot to be something that's timeless. You come back 20 years later and you play it and you still think it's beautiful. Yeah.
And so people, of course, are getting to try out the game here at the Xbox Gamer Lounge. Can you tell us a little bit about what's going on over here?
Yeah. So right now, Ori's trying to complete a little bit of a difficult puzzle here. The slice of gameplay that we brought for Comic-Con, we did show this off at E3, but essentially it's the beginning of the game, and Ori's working his way through a forest that's full of mystery and darkness, and yeah.
Yeah, and as you can see, mentioning that old school aesthetic, you have to dodge between these really dangerous spikes, it looks like, and use your environment to kind of set up a way to get around these obstacles.
Yeah, exactly. Something I feel like we're bringing pretty fresh to this genre. It's our save mechanic. We're inspired by other kind of hardcore platforming games, and I think also a lot of us were playing Dark Souls at the time. So we liked the idea of the campfire. So basically, your save mechanic is tied to resources. So just so long as you have energy, you can toss down something called a soul link, and if you die, you noticed right a second ago, this person playing Ori respawned at their soul link. We actually ran with that where you can actually level up soul linking, where then you can throw it down later and gain some health every time you throw down a soul link. It's where you access your ability tree. We kind of ran with that idea. So
it seems like there's also a little bit of an RPG element to this as well.
Yeah, absolutely. You do have an ability tree that you can access at the Soul Link, and those are really made to kind of embellish your current gameplay. But there are like findable abilities that are much more dramatic. You can see right now this person's utilizing wall jump. And those are mainly meant for like retraversal mechanic. It's that old, that age-old idea of like in Metroid, I see something, I can't get to it yet, I know I'll need to come back. So you'll get some dramatic ability where you'll be able to go back and do that. So.
And I guess what's the overall story? Like, why is Ori exploring this blind forest?
Yeah. So we don't want to give away too much, right? We need some material to keep going until launch, but. Basically, as you can see from the trailer, you're in a forest that has more or less become corrupt, and Ori's on a journey to heal the forest. You're a spirit guardian, and so there's just something inside of you that you have to heal this forest, basically.
Awesome. And are you going to get the chance to check out any fun stuff here at Comic-Con yourself? I know that you're showing off the game a lot. Is there anything that you really want to see?
I know it's crazy, like we're in the same center as it's, but I really would love to play Evolve. I haven't gotten to do that yet. Yeah, especially I'm just a big art nut, and I love comics, and so I'm hoping to get a chance to walk the show floor. I haven't done that yet. I especially love seeing a lot of guests they pull in for Comic-Con. So yeah, I love GameSpot, by the way. I've been checking you guys out since it's been like, I don't know, 15, 16 years since I've been reading GameSpot. So yeah.
Well, thanks so much. And of course, we love the work that you guys do. And if you guys want to try out Ori and the Blind Forest yourself, if you're here at Comic-Con, you can come by the Xbox Gamer Lounge. And for more Comic-Con news, stay tuned.